Thank you, Folashade, and welcome to the business segment of the news. With the signing into law of the 30,000 naira minimum wage bill passed by the National Assembly and recently signed by President Muhammadu Buhari, some states' government have expressed willingness to pay. Analysts have argued that a bill signed into law should not be disrespected by any arm or level of government. In this report, IATV Business News spoke with some respondents. We started by asking them to share their views about the bill newly signed into law. In their bid to comply with the newly signed minimum wage bill, some states' government have started expressing their willingness to pay. It will be recalled that when a bill passed by the National Assembly is signed by the sitting president, it becomes a law and hence binding on all stakeholders. There were speculations that some state government will not be able to pay due to a high dependence on monthly allocation from the Federation account. This is in addition to inadequate sources of income from the states. Observers also argued that some state governments will need to send some public servants into early retirement, while some other state government will need to retrain the workforce before they can pay. Analysts have advised state governments to reduce the large number of political appointees in order to save money to pay the new minimum wage. IATV Business News spoke with some respondents who are excited about the signing into law of the new minimum wage by President Muhammadu Buhari.
Good thing, we are happy about it, and it's what we are expecting, and glory be to God, it was being implemented at last. So we are so happy about it.
Minimum wage, I thank God, and I pray that the Lagos State government and the federal government will execute it and pay it on time. At least it will elevate the living standard of living of the citizen in the whole Nigeria.
They've signed it, but don't forget the implementation has not started, and many states might not be able to cope looking at their views. But to me, I think all states should cope to pay the minimum wage. So I'm excited, at least, for thinking of the citizen, particularly the civil servant and all workforce in the state.
Nigerian states of Ekiti, Ondo, Kwara, and Benue have already signified their willingness to pay the 30,000 new minimum wage. It will be recalled that officers on grade level 1 will receive 30,000 naira as a minimum wage, while there will be an upgrading of the salary all the way to level 17 in the public service. Stockbrokers acting on the instructions of investors traded in a total of 245 million ordinary shares valued at 1.54 billion naira. When the closing bell rang, Japol PLC led the activity chart with 56.6 million ordinary shares valued at 15 million naira. UBA PLC came second on the activity chart with 29.9 million ordinary shares valued at 206 million naira. Forte Oil PLC topped the gainers chart with 2 naira 50 kobo to close trading at 29 naira 20 kobo. Dangote Flour came second with a 1 naira 40 kobo gain to close at 15 naira 55 kobo. However, Okomu Oil PLC led the pack of losers with a drop of 8 naira to close trading at 72 naira. Union Dicon PLC dropped 1 naira 30 kobo to close dealings at 12 naira 15 kobo. Hoshia Index closed today's trading at 29,740.41 points, all in a total of 3,444 transactions, while market capitalization came to a close at 11.18 trillion naira. And that's it on the business segment of the news. Over now to Folashade for the next segment of the bulletin. Good evening.
Thank you, Labiro. That's the size of a news bulletin from the Lagos studio. I am Folashade Ogurinde. Good evening.